Alright guys, so we're here in Pontiac, Michigan, and we're here for Roadkill Nights. Been wanting to do this race for a long time. It's a badass race. I've heard a lot about it, and we've got the Falcon with us this weekend. We got new valve springs put on this week thanks to Brian Tooley Racing, and it's running like a champ. It's never been better, I don't think. From what I've felt on this thing, it's making a lot of power. This is a streetcar race. It's kind of interesting. You have to literally drive your car to the race. There's no room to park trailers, so this isn't for you guys that push your car around with a smart car or a golf cart. This is for like real street cars with a charging system, a cooling system. It's a real deal. It's pretty cool. We're blessed to have the opportunity to be here. It was kind of a last minute deal because one person dropped out, and I kind of made a Facebook post and got some interest going, and luckily we managed to get in. So it's very hard to get in this deal, and we're very blessed. And thank you to the guys at Roadkill. Thank you to Mike Finnegan. And like I said, we're very blessed to be here. It's going to be an awesome day. Hopefully the weather stays good. We've got some rain coming in around 7-8 o'clock, but we should be wrapping up by then. So my goal is, there's 150 cars, and I don't know how many are in small tire, but there's 150 total. I would say most of them are probably in small tire, but they're going to narrow it down to 8. So only the top 8 get to race off in competition. The rest of it's basically just a test and tune. And you're basically trying to get the fastest 8 cars, and they got times. I guess there's a timing system. They're going to see who the fastest 8 is, and then they get to race off for the $5 grand. So if we can get in that top 8, I'll be extremely happy, because that'll be a feat in itself. Just getting here was a feat. I mean, we had to go through a lot just to get here, and this thing's been a champ lately. Like, it's been putting in work. We finally rewarded it with some new valve springs, and I hope it's going to perform better than it has in a long time. Either way, it's still faster than hell. So excited to be here. It's kind of going to be weird because I'm going to be driving today.
Yeah, I was about to interrupt you. The rules are really strict here. We've never been like this. We had to kind of do some things to go through tech and make sure that we were going to be all right.
Yeah, what do you know? The strictest tech all year is on the street race.
Yeah, a legal street race, but yeah, you have to be
the Michigan DOT, so
yeah,
everything has to be street legal. You have to be on drag radial DOT tires, front and back.
You have to be the owner and like everything of the car. You gotta show proof of insurance and all that stuff.
The owner of the car has to be the driver, and you have to be 21, which you're not quite 21 yet.
I turned 21 August 24th, so
yeah, so just a little shy of that. Maybe next year.
People are telling me that you're going, like, you can go 130 here is what I heard, but you're like ramping manhole covers and all kinds of crazy stuff. So
well, the good news is this thing is safe for flight. So
it's Falcon.
She's ready to go. But we're gonna drive over. We're literally gonna drive the car to the race spot. I haven't done that in a long time. It's gonna be cool. It's definitely a cool event. There needs to be more events like this.
Yeah. Where
you literally have to drive your car to the race, and legal street racing is badass too. Like, I don't know how far the closest track is, probably Milan to here, but you know, Michigan's been struggling. They've been struggling with, you know, losing some tracks here and there. So it's cool to see a legal street race happen, and it's cool that Motor Trend and Roadkill Garage are doing this deal. We're very, very blessed, like I said, to be in this. Honestly, man, that's hard for me to choose. Like, I think the truck would do really well. I'd love to bring both of them. I think the Falcon is best suited right now for this street drive and some of the streetcar shenanigans, because this thing, it cruises up the road a lot better than my truck does. My truck is absolutely miserable to drive on the road, just by the way the carburetor is set up. This thing cruises nice.
That is not a photo op you get every day.
No. You can take some badass photos right here.
Yeah. That bitch got a Hemi in it?
They all do.
Uh-oh, here we go. Yep. Either roar. Oh, that's badass. I love that. Barracuda. Sounds a little hoggy.
It's got a hog ass cam.
This is something a little more our speed right there.
I like that shit.
That is badass.
That gray is something else.
With the polished wheels, yeah, buddy. Oh, I like how they got the gauges. It's kind of
It's got
cool.
the same dash as Grandpa's car. Factory too. I like that light too.
Is that a factory steering wheel with a quick release? That's kind of dope. Is that the factory steering wheel with a quick release?
It's an NRG.
Oh.
Yeah, that's the factory steering column with an NRG bolt-on adapter for a quick release.
That's pretty cool.
I like that. And it's got the factory steering wheel on it.
Yeah.
It's cool.
A little more our speed right there.
Yeah, that's a no prep. That's a no prep car.
You know what's crazy to think about seeing all these crazy cars sitting here is they had to get here the same way we did. They drove through traffic and like, I couldn't imagine seeing Tom Bailey's car driving down the road. Like,
Yeah,
it'd be really cool. Imagine what all the people that don't know about the racing, imagine what they think.
everybody around here knows, I'm sure. They've been doing it for 8 years now, I think, 8 or 9 years. It's pretty badass. That guy's got the right idea. He brought everything. Took the damn seat out. Wow.
Back off.
Check this thing out. This is the Gen 3 Hemi Dart. One day, this could be us.
That's pretty badass.
Probably
I
with
like
turbos.
the carburetors.
Yeah.
Right there. New school mixed with some old school.
Mm-hmm.
I did a free.
I heard them, they're bottoming the truck out damn near.
Oh my god. They're beating on him, huh?
Oh yeah, they're beating the piss out of it.
Take some video of it, send it to me.
Yeah, Allison's filming right now. I'll take some video then.
Sweet.
What's going on?
They're doing the Ram TRX thing.
Oh, really?
Challenge. Yeah. They said we need to go do it. They're like literally jumping the trucks.
I'll hit you on Messenger on video. I'll call you right back.
Alright.
Alright.
They're jumping those new Ram TRXs over there. Rob's freaking out about it. What's going on?
Get in the front.
All right, one more lap. Nice and smooth, right? That was that. Perma-smile, right? Yeah. Every time.
Oh, no. Hold on. Hey, bro, you on Team Demonology?
Sticker, hold your.
Look, wait a minute. Where,
No, I'm getting him a sticker,
I
guys.
already gave him a sticker. All right.
Oh, dude,
What are you thinking about
right
Why are you thinking my God?
He's like,
Why are you thinking my God?
I don't know.
Tavares, get away from him. Don't talk
Am
to
I
strangers.
throwing him off?
Don't
Am I
talk
throwing
to
you off?
strangers.
I'll tell you what. I should
shouldn't tell you this.
Leave on the limiter.
We drove from Tom Bailey's shop down here, and I've probably got the most practice on Woodward within the last week because I was down here. I'm like, bah, bah, bah. And it's just like out there just ripping. I'm like, dude, if I can roll race it as good as I can hook race it, or if I can get the hook as good as it rolls, yeah, we'll be fine. It ain't gonna do that.
Yeah, well, how's your clutch holding up to your new clutch?
You should smell it. You should smell it. It's not good. I'm going to test it one pass.
Smells like victory.
It smells like something. I'm gonna test it one pass. That's all I'm gonna do, because after that, we got 1480 at the crank on a stock clutch.
Oh God.
Yeah. She is not having a good go of things. She's not good.
You're not gonna be able to slip that deal. You're not gonna be able to slip that when you leave it all. Just kind of dump it.
Oh, don't worry, it's gonna slip itself.
This is like the most different thing we've ever been on. This doesn't even like make sense in my head.
Is it a train track down there too? No. Okay.
So it's literally like it's like dig or die asphalt.
Yeah, and they won't let us.
But it's
puddle.
glued.
We can't put a puddle down. You know. Water, I think. Yeah, it's just a water burnout.
It's kind of uphill then downhill.
Probably good that it's water burnout.
Yeah.
I think it would get real greasy up here if it was glue.
Yeah, no,
it would be a mess.
I have absolutely no idea. That's different. I mean, I want to say it's gonna hook because it's sticky, but
are they putting lights up there? Is this?
This is like at 200 feet. That rubber is really thick. I mean, it's like peeling up. I think they must have sprayed this whole road because it's sticky all the way to the end. Dude, it's like curved at the end. That is weird. Such a weird setup. Hitting manhole covers. That's gonna be a big, oh my God, that is sticky. Jeez. When you're at the finish line, you can see just how crooked this is. It's a turn. It is very weird.
if they didn't spray it, this would be the slowest road in the world.
Yeah.
All right, so a couple of quick rules. We'll chat, then we'll have a couple other people chat. We'll do some introductions real quick. I'm Matt, I'm your race director. If you have any questions and you see any of us up here on the grass, ask us, don't hesitate.
Here we go. Well, what do you think?
I got my report from Mr. Rob in the bleachers, and he said that the big end is sketchy and to be careful. I get my usual be careful message from Rob right before I go up. It makes me second guess my tune-up every time.
Yeah. I think you should just throw, you do whatever you want, but I would be comfortable with a 590 if I was riding in this car right now. Right, here we go, we're getting ready for first round here, first lap.
Ready up top.
Nice pass. Right next to Tom Bailey. That was awesome. A hell of a pass. Not bad. Well, pretty smooth. I mean,
yeah, it felt good. Felt like it was on a slick.
It was cool to be right next to Tom Bailey like that.
Yeah, that's pretty awesome. Yeah, he came around me like right at the end.
It looked close. Yeah, I was gonna say.
He probably got me by 2 or 3 cars, but I mean, can't beat that. 275 radial.
You think you went 130?
Yeah.
Really? Was it pretty bumpy?
It really wasn't that bad to me. I mean, to some people it's probably terrible, but...
So being in the right lane with that big crown, was it pulling you towards the wall, or?
No.
That's surprising.
No, I tried to stay more towards the center, and it seemed to do all right.
I know it's not cranked up, but did it sound okay?
Yeah, sounded fine. I was kind of watching him when he passed me, and I was like, oh damn.
Taking it all in.
Pulling the chutes out and everything. Like shit. No, it was cool. I think we're gonna pull the data log and see if the RPM was breaking up. I don't think it was, but I think we're in good shape.
It left so soft.
Now that we got our A to B pass in, we know we're on the board. You know what I mean? We have made a solid pass, and if we only get 1 pass, I feel like we'll still be in the top 8, maybe.
Yeah.
So now we can start working off that and going faster. I think honestly it'll probably take a 550.
Wow.
fun. We'll watch Tom go down. Once again, straight true, straight down. A little bit of a wiggle at the top.
All right, so we just made our second pass. It was extremely fast. Faster than I ever expected this road to go, especially on radials. The Falcon's running better than it ever has. I mean, we were right there with Tom Bailey, and he's on 33 by 22 bias ply QuickTime Pro, basically a slick. So Falcon's on 275 radials and she's riding, baby. So we're gonna keep turning it up until it doesn't go any faster. See what the road will take. Last pass. Yeah, so we turned it up on that last one quite a bit and it didn't take it, so we found the edge of what the surface will hold, I think. I put the tune-up back to the second round tune that went really fast, and I'm going to make it in the left lane just to make sure that the lanes, there's no difference in the lanes. If there is a difference in the lanes, I'd rather figure it out now than later. So I'm going to put the second round tune-up in it and see if it'll go down the left lane. If it feels good, I'll grab the scramble out the back.
Falcon transfers perfectly. Wow, the Falcon's getting after it. Front end off the ground, just tippy-toeing, if you will, down the track strip.
If you ever wondered, on a lot of vehicles, the left front fender comes up higher than the right, and that's when you're talking a rear-wheel drive car, and it's a crankshaft resistance, believe it or not. The ring and pinion are sort of going the opposite force, and here's that shot. Look, left front fender coming up there.
Just flirting with
beautiful.
The front end. Yeah. That's awesome.
It's ballet, automotive ballet right there.
Is that GoPro off?
Yeah. Let's get a fan on this thing.
Okay, I'll go grab one. How was that pass?
That's the tune-up right there, man. That thing, it's leaving, you know, fairly decent, but it gets out there about 100, 200 feet, and it just feels like it's power wheeling. Like it's just eating it up. And as long as I can keep it hooked on the initial hit, it pretty much takes whatever after high gear. So I grabbed the scramble right before the finish line, like I said I was going to do, and I took it. And it picked up another 3 miles an hour. So it's going really fast. So apparently we didn't get in the top 8, that's what they said. So I really feel like that's wrong. I'll let you guys make your decision based on what you watched. But Tom Bailey was the fastest car in Big Tire. So he told us. That's what they told him. He told me. And we were only behind him by half a car. I talked to a couple different people about what they went on their draggy, and we had 6, 7, 8 miles an hour on them. And our ET was definitely better. This car is going faster than it did last weekend at trails. It's literally just flying. From what I watched, and I've seen a lot of racing. I've watched a lot of cars go down, and I don't think there's but maybe one car, if any, in that class that's faster than this car.
We literally found the limit of that road. I don't think we could have gone any faster.
This car is going to find the limit of every road it's on.
And we did. We made a really good fucking lick, and then you made one more pass, you turn up more, and it spun. So you turn it back down, went in the left lane, it went right down, and you grabbed the scramble. Like, there was nothing more that we could have done better today. We did our absolute best. This car and our whole team worked really hard to get here, and to get screwed over like that. I hate to sound like a cry. It might not be true. The timing shouldn't be messed up, whatever. But I feel like this car is too good. This car works hard, and the whole team works hard, and for that to happen, it just really sucks. This car does not spin. It doesn't even think about it. Until you literally put so much in it that you have to find the threshold on the road, and that's what we did.
I feel like if Tom Bailey's the fastest in Big Tire and we were right next to him,
lost by half a car.
I don't think there's 8 small tire cars that are faster than Tom Bailey. Do you? I don't think so. I had a blast. Like, this was a really cool event, and I was really looking forward to it. And to have it end like this just really sucks. You know, I could see if we were struggling. I could see if we were knocking the tire off every hit. I could see if we were going really slow, but I don't think anybody's, I don't know. I'll let you guys decide.
That 69 has been working at it. Wow, you look at that wheel stand in the right lane.
Gonna make it all.
Me and Rob.
Gonna make it look nice and clean.
Yeah.
This is his first time working on somebody else's car. Like this. Yeah, you're the first. Top that. That's pretty good. Hey, I mean, I don't know what I'm doing.
Sam's just natural, honestly.
I just talk. I don't know.
All right. So if you're watching our video, which I assume at this point you probably are. Probably watching our video. So you've seen us go to Roadkill, and you saw us basically make a bunch of test passes and then not get in the shootout. So I'm gonna break it down.
I know I interrupted a lot, but we had filmed an intro, but we were kind of salty. We didn't want to look salty, so we're refilming it so we don't look salty.
No, outro. This outro is a disaster.
It's okay.
Yeah. So
how you really feel.
Yeah.
Open up your feelings. Well, we did some thinking on the way home, and we kind of thought about maybe what happened. And, you know, part of this might make more sense than just being all mad and saying we got screwed over, because I don't think that's what happened, but go ahead.
I mean, it's possible, but we'll let you guys make your own conclusions of why we weren't fast enough to make it in the shootout. So they take the top 8 cars in each class and they run them off. There's 275 small tire, then there's big tire. In qualifying, they mix everybody together and everybody gets to race each other. So that's why you guys saw me race Tom Bailey. He wasn't in my class, although I ran right next to him. He wasn't in my class. So a lot of people are confused that I lost to Tom Bailey and that's why I didn't get to race. That had nothing to do with it. So we made, I think, 4 test passes, and of those 4 test passes, 3 of them were really good, 2 of them especially good. They were extremely fast, some of the fastest passes the Falcons ever made on the street. Now the street was prepped, they put a bunch of glue on it and drug it, which that made it really fast. But so the Falcon was making really good passes, I was really happy with it. And I felt like we were one of the fastest on small tires there. I looked at some other guys' draggies and I heard from some other people that actually did get in, and we made faster passes than them. So it was really puzzling to me. Like, they texted everybody that got in the shootout as soon as they figured out the top 8. You get a text message. You didn't get to see the leaderboard or what you went, which was kind of weird. I would have really liked to see what everybody went and know what the order was of who qualified what and what the times were. Kind of weird that you didn't get to see that, but the way their timing system is set up, you have a white line at the starting line, and then you have sensors that are about 10 foot in front of that. So basically, no matter where you stage the car, the sensors start at about 10 foot out. Once the car gets to that sensor, and I'm guessing once the car leaves that sensor, it starts the clock. So basically, it doesn't matter where you line up, you're staged. And the sensor is going to see the car at some point. But where you start is going to determine what speed you're at when you get to that sensor. Like, if you get a run at, say you're racing at a regular track with a regular tree. I learned this from bracket racing. When you deep stage a car, you lose a lot of ET. So if you turn the top bulb off, when you go into stage, you deep stage, usually you can lose up to 1/10 of ET. You lose a bunch in the 60 foot, you lose some mile an hour, and you lose some ET. And that's 3 to 4 inches. You know, we're not talking about a foot. When we were testing and doing our qualifying runs, a lot of the guys were turbo cars that bumped to the line, but they weren't bumping real far. So they'd line up 2 or 3 feet behind the line and they would bump a couple inches, and then they would go ahead and stop them and, you know, do the arm drop. Well, when you start a car further behind the line, they get more of a run at the first sensor. In my car, I never bump. If I don't have to bump, I'm not going to. So I'm lined up on the line every single time. And there was a few cars that they line up way behind the line and they get a huge run at that first clock. So they have basically more speed when they actually start that timer than anybody else. And it's a huge advantage when you're using a timing system. Like I said, you can, with 3 or 4 inches, you can lose a 1/10. And if you're shallow stage, that's why in bracket racing, it's extremely important to stage the same every time to make your car consistent, because staging is extremely important. So I think all the cars that were in that top 8 for the most part were extremely close in ET, but I feel like the Falcon was probably in the top 3, if not the top 4, if we were actually racing and lined up all at the same spot, not using a timing system, just simply by how fast the cars were. And I stopwatched a lot of them when I went back and watched the live feed, and you know, I tried to do it like 5 times on each car and take basically an average of what I got. And I honestly think the Falcon was about a 1/10 faster than most of the cars in that class that got in. But like I said, I was lined up on the line every single time, and some of them weren't. Some of them were way behind the line, and it gives them a huge run at that first sensor. So you live and you learn. I mean, I'm not 100% sure that that's what happened, but that's the only thing I can think of, because I honestly can't see 8 cars there being faster than that Falcon as fast as it was going. Like, I know what it went on the draggy. I know what some of those other guys went on their draggies, and we had like 6 or 7 mile an hour on them, and we beat them to the 60 foot. So it wasn't very hard for me to do the math and know that we should have been in the top 8. But like I said, they don't do this, you know, they don't do this every weekend. It's just a once a year type thing, and that timing system works for them. You know, it's good enough, and it's not necessarily like a track's timing system, so there's flaws, you know what I mean? So it's one of those things, you know. I'm not gonna cry about it. We're just gonna keep on rolling, and we're gonna keep doing real shit with real people, and I'm not even stressed about it. So, you know, the first night I was pretty upset. I felt that we got cheated, and I felt that we should have been in it and everything else, but I don't think anybody had ill intentions, honestly. I think it was just one of those things. You know, everybody out there was really fast. I don't want to discredit any of the other drivers. They have really fast cars. I guess we just try again next time. So no big deal. Congratulations to everybody that made the 8-car field. You guys all were flying and kicking ass. There was some really fast cars out there, some really awesome competition, and the event was really cool. Even though like some of the staff members were really rude, the event itself was really cool, and it was an awesome experience. So maybe we'll come back eventually, maybe not, but like I said, it is what it is. So we'll be kicking ass next weekend. So we'll be at what is it, Magnolia? We'll be at Magnolia next weekend for No Prep Mania, I believe, and we'll have the truck and the Falcon there if I can find a fuel pump for the truck. Good news is the Falcon is flying again. We put the valve springs on last week, and we put new plug wires on, fresh spark plugs, and it's not breaking up anymore. So it's flying, and it's better than it's ever been. So happy about that for sure. But I'm gonna end this video, guys. I appreciate you watching. Thank you for the support. See you next time. Well, where are we at, Billy? We are at the Henry Ford Museum. We were lucky enough to pull in to this big parking lot full of cars. Of course, we have the Falcon on the trailer. We got like a front row parking spot. This car was pulling out, and it was just in the right place in a corner, and we pulled the truck and trailer in. And we get out, and this old man, the veteran, he comes up and starts talking to us about the Falcon, and he worked at General Motors.
You know exactly what year it was and everything.
He worked at Fisher Body, and just the nicest guy. And he got us in here for free. Just a weird...
He has some kind of membership.
Yeah, weird. It was kind of weird. It was just like meant to be.
He was super nice though. It was crazy.
Yeah, super nice guy. But yeah, we're here and checking everything out. Tommy, Allison, and Rob have never been here. I've been here once. They've changed and added a lot since I've been here, so pretty neat.
We're just having fun after the weekend, sightseeing.
Yeah, there's a lot of neat shit. If you're ever in Detroit area, you've got to go to the Henry Ford Museum, for sure.
I think this is truly amazing. You got all these pansy asses in NASCAR these days. Mm-hmm. This right here, these guys were true iron butt warriors. If you look inside that car, the door bar is literally at the bottom. Nothing is
It's pretty legit.
Yeah.
Safe
cool
to me.
Suits, 4-speed.
Whatever that is.
carburetor, 427 cubic inches.
What you think, champ?
Pretty cool.
You're wearing a
Lots of cool
Ram
history.
t-shirt in the Henry Ford Museum.
What are you wearing?
Okay, so we're a little out of our element.
There's
I'm
a
really
lot of
out of my
Chryslers
element.
and Dodges up there, so
Oh,
I don't know what
really?
you're talking about. It's
Yeah,
more
I
than
see
just
all
Ford.
kinds of. Yeah, it's not just Ford. It's all. It's just
really
it's
cool.
everything. There's so much stuff in here. Rob's gonna be our tour guide today.
So do you know this is Tom Bailey's like land speed record? It holds. I think it had a 4-cylinder in it. I think. But this car was built out of a fuel tank, aluminum fuel tank, out of a World War II airplane.
Really?
Yeah, and they ran it at the bottom of a salt flat. It's got like a 3 or 4-cylinder, I think, in it. It's really cool, torsion arm steering, and
well, let's read.
Yeah, it's really cool.
How much horsepower this thing makes?
I don't know, 243 miles an hour. Probably took it about 20 minutes, but
yeah. Oldsmobile V8 overhead valve, supercharged, 260 cubic inches. It's pretty neat.
That's true though, crap. That thing's on a 75 by 18.
dude, we should run this at some no preps. Just put some slicks on it, and maybe like put some turbos on it. I mean, they let anything else in these days. Why not?
Factory firewall, bro.
What firewall? The whole thing's a firewall.
Hey, we can really get down on this. Got a quick change for a minute. Axle tubes are about the size of a pencil. Drum brakes. Hey, why not?
Can you imagine?
So this was the goldenrod, the land speed record holder in 1965.
If it only had one Hemi, it probably would have only went 109 miles an hour.
But yeah, since that's 4, it multiplies by 4, so 100 mile an hour per Hemi. This thing has 4 426 Hemis. I'd love to see under the hood. I mean, I guess you can right there, but that's pretty crazy. Max speed 409.
8,000 pounds.
8,000 pounds. That wheelbase though.
Yeah, I mean, anything Chrysler had their hands in was usually pretty heavy.
But fast.
4 Hemis. What do you expect? You see, we got 4 Hemis. It doesn't really matter.
650 horsepower at 8,000 RPM in 1958.
Ain't no
This
way.
car won Pikes Peak.
No way, dude. That thing's got iron heads on it. Look.
Good old small block Chevy.
No way. It does have head studs though.